was like, I'll take that challenge.
As he's spinning, spin, young man. Oh, no, Vince Carter.
Thank you guys for having me here.
Let's get it.
The boys are live. First internal pod. You want to take us away?
Yeah, let me give this intro a try. Welcome back to the Go Getters Show, powered by Sturdy Bros Productions, brought to you by AFC Fitness in Philadelphia. We are 10 episodes into the Go Getters Show, and I'm pretty proud of it. How are you feeling?
That was pretty good. Yeah, we're keeping the consistency rolling. Bi-weekly drops starting June 1st. We're going for 26 episodes in year one. We've had some incredible guests from athletes to NBA players to billionaires to business owners. It's really been all over the place, but
Crazy.
Really proud of where we've been in the first 10 episodes.
Yeah, for sure. Consistency's key, and it compounds, as you like to say.
Consistency compounds. I think it's time the audience starts to get to know us a little bit better. Danny Cooper, Nate Doherty, or Sturdy Nate, as they know you. But we had some talking points today. I think we'll just chop it up.
Yeah.
Get our faithful and loyal, probably 50 fans who are watching this to know us a little bit better and try to improve, talk about our shortcomings as podcasters. I think I say and but a little too much.
A little too many filler words.
A lot of likes, but as we know, you got to start and not be good at something when you first started and be willing to throw yourself in there. So
yeah, for sure. And I mean, at the end of the day, we don't have to be great at it. You know, we're just bringing cool people to the screens of many other people. So it's been fun.
Yeah, no, I think it's been really cool. I think we got into this originally because you've been behind the camera for me for so long, and you kind of wanted to get in front of it and have a different vantage point and build your personal brand. I've had 2 podcasts in the past, but they weren't super professional. And I know we kind of deliberated for a while and we wanted it to be perfect. And then we finally got it started, built this amazing studio. What made you want to be involved with the podcast and not just be behind the camera?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's something that I would have just like wanted to do on my own. But obviously you're a very motivated and determined individual. And this was something you've always wanted to do the right way. And I think I bring a good perspective in that sense for you. It's like, I don't like to do things half-ass. I like to always make sure they're the way they're supposed to be, especially if I know how to do it. And even if I don't know how to do it, I'm sure I'll figure it out. And I think that's one of the skills I have. I'm not like super talented at anything, but my best skill is just the ability to figure it out. And yeah, I mean, it's just cool to get in front of the camera for once, because obviously I'm behind it a lot for you, and I enjoy that for sure. But yeah, like you said, just building my personal brand and just letting the people see a little bit more of me. So
yeah, figured out ability is a really good trait that I think you have. No matter what task we give you, you usually figure it out. I'm good at some things, but not good at a lot of things. So I think I'm good at hopefully trying to delegate that stuff to people who are better than me at it. But I think where we can definitely improve on the podcast is definitely bringing more energy. I think some of the episodes, if you guys look back and go watch some old episodes, I would ask 3 to 4 questions in one question, or our guests would start talking for 8 to 10 minutes. And I think some of the episodes, as we got into episodes 7, 8, 9, 10,
got a lot
became
better.
more conversational.
Yeah, for sure.
And got better. And I think we'll only get better in the next 10.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, here, I want to hop into this right away.
Yeah, let's do
off the bat. We've had some pretty good guests so far. Who's your dream guest?
My dream guest would probably be Stephen A. Smith. He's a big inspiration for me. I like watching him a lot. I think he's a potential presidential candidate in 2028. I think he does a great job of connecting people of all walks of life. I like his political views. I like his overall views on the world. I think he's just a good person who, very good communicator, and works
He's an independent.
Yeah, he's an independent.
He's an independent.
I mean, I think that's important to talk about too. But yeah, I think Stephen A., just his story in general, I really, really like how he's able to communicate with people in a very productive and center way.
Yeah. No.
Who's your dream guest?
Good guest. I don't know. I don't know. Should I pick someone in sports? I prefer to stay away from political stuff, but I'd probably make it an athlete. Either probably Saquon or Hurts. Yeah. I'm a big Eagles fan. They won the Super Bowl. I mean, Philly loves them. So yeah, I mean, I think not only just like for myself, but I think people would want to see that. So that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. It's important as like when you're starting anything to not limit yourself on who guests can be. I remember we were first starting this and I was talking to someone that we were going to get the 76ers owner, and right away they were like, no way, how are you going to do that? And my immediate response was, I'm going to get them on, watch. And like literally David Edelman was the 9th episode, I believe, or the 8th episode.
Eighth, yeah.
And like, if anybody's watching this out there, your limiting beliefs are going to only take you so far. You have to, no matter how good you are at something, when you start something, you have to actually believe and manifest that you're going to get something. And we started a podcast without knowing what we were doing. We got a freaking owner of a sports team on as our 8th episode. So just in terms of believing and manifesting, I think that's really, really important.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I mean, we're dry, aren't we, guys? We're not cutting this out. This is good. We're trying to learn how to just talk between the two of us because we need to be able to develop our own personalities on top of our guests, right? So I think, what's one way we could involve our fans a little more into the episode?
I think we gotta talk about stuff they want to hear.
Yeah.
You know, like I think more current events for sure. And getting episodes out like right as prominent as they are.
Yeah, what's your take on the Eagles? You were at that game the other day.
Jordan Davis, man. Thank God we have him on our team. He lost a lot of weight, man. He was moving.
He was a big. I thought he should have went down on that last play. I was a little nervous when he was running.
He wasn't going down. No way.
It's hard to tell a defensive guy to go down.
Yeah,
but
they don't get that opportunity that often. Like they get the ball in their hands, they're not going down. You know, especially there was no one catching him. He had a squad around him. But no, I was at that game, and I mean, since living in Philly, I've been to probably 5 or 6 Eagles games, and I love it. It's one of my favorite things to do in my free time. And man, that was the craziest environment I've ever seen. Just like when they blocked that kick, the place went nuts.
It was crazy.
I took the subway home. I had a headache for hours after because first of all, it was so loud and I was screaming my head off. So yeah, that was fun.
I was watching from home. I think one gripe I have to pick with some Eagles fans is I think they flip-flop a little too much. You know, I'm in some group chats. I'm not too active in group chats because of this reason, but I'm in some group chats, and in the first half, everybody wants to play offensive coordinator, right? You hear about like Monday morning quarterback where people talk about in hindsight of the game, but everyone's playing offensive coordinator. Everyone's complaining about this, complaining about that. But then the Eagles turned around in the second half, and I was just having a debate with my cousin, actually.
Yeah.
And his whole mindset on it was, well, the Eagles have a standard, and the fans have to uphold them to that standard.
For sure.
But I do think Eagles fans get a little too skewed sometimes where it's like all negativity going, the OC sucks, Jalen sucks, but then the second half's completely opposite. And then all of a sudden, Jalen's the best quarterback in the league and the OC's great. So I think fans need to stay. It's okay to get on your team and boo, but I think fans also need to get a little more reasonable, especially Sixers fans.
Eagles got booed off the field at the end of the first half. And to be fair, they deserve to.
Well,
I mean,
so
they do not play good.
That motivates the team, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, any player that's ever come to Philly knows that's how fans are. And to be honest with you, if you're an Eagles fan or a Philly fan that doesn't boo them off the field when they suck, you're not a true Philly fan.
Well, I've always struggled with.
I mean, I was booing for sure.
I've always struggled with the concept of fans to begin with because I think you don't actually know what's going on in the locker room. So, like, from an outside perspective, a parent or a fan of a high school, college, or pro team, everyone's going to have an opinion. So I think, like, I mean, I guess that's what fandom is, having opinions. But I've always struggled with, like, the opinions of people who actually have no idea what it takes.
Well,
that's where I struggle.
For me to touch on that, first of all, if it's a high school team, no, there shouldn't be that many, like, fan opinions because they're not professionals. But in the pro sports, NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, whatever it is, like, they're pros and they're the best in the world. And the fans criticizing them or guys like Stephen A criticizing them, that's what makes the market flow. That's what makes people keep watching. That's what drives views. Yeah. So, like, there has to be criticism. Like, it's just part of the personality of the sport now. Yeah,
so I guess there's a heightened level of player sensitivity.
Yeah,
but I guess the discourse of, because that's a whole other topic, the media and some players feel the media is all negative towards them, but I guess you could argue if it drives viewership and it
just
drives
comes with the territory. That's just how the game is now. Like, ESPN needs their views. Stephen A is going to say some controversial shit, and you know,
because I think sports media has turned a lot more into just barbershop talk and debate. That's why, I mean, a lot of the NBA players complain about this, but I think the NFL does a really good job. Their analysts on ESPN actually break the game down.
They do.
A lot of guys in the NBA, that's why JJ and LeBron's podcast was so successful. A lot of guys on ESPN don't actually understand the game of basketball and don't know how to break it down. So as a trainer and coach of the game and student of the game, sometimes it's hard for me to hear all those opinions when they don't actually know what they're talking about. But I do think it's probably important for the grand scheme of viewership.
Yeah, I think the NBA has swayed way too far in the drama department. Like
Yeah.
every time I turn on ESPN, it's who's the GOAT, and it's like LeBron and Jordan on the screen. It's like, man, like we want to see something different, you know, like, and so like CBS and Fox, when I watch them, like they do a really good job of breaking down like football. Like you got Tom Brady commentating games. He knows exactly what he's talking about. He's been there. He's done it. He's a professional. Like I think people want to see that more in basketball, you know? And honestly, I think Richard Jefferson and guys like that have done a better job the past couple of years,
For sure.
but I think the media, like on your Monday through Friday, still does way too much.
Well, everybody's the
You know.
media now, which is a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're technically the media, and that's why it's so important for what you consume, because you can watch something completely different from somebody else and you could have a totally different viewpoint. We see that affecting our world today, where people are literally getting like brainwashed on about anything. It could be sports, it could be politics. So you have to be very careful to read things, but then also have an open mind still on what you read and
Well, what you
formulate
read-
your own opinions.
Well, what
because-
you read also shows up on your page more and more and more. So
Yeah.
the more you watch it, the more you engage with it, the more you're going to see it. And then that's when they get you. So yeah, I mean, just educating yourself is definitely important, but
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and it's hard to know. Even even with sports, it's hard to even know like with content what's real and what's fake, especially with AI and all the deep fake stuff now. So I think I'm not a believer. I don't buy into the social media is a negative. I think it's actually a positive. I think it should be on the actual individual person to, if your feed is negative, that probably means you're watching a lot of negative stuff. You're liking a lot of negative stuff. But my feed is a lot of positivity. And I mean, like, I know your YouTube feed is like all fishing, right?
it is fishing.
But it's like, so your feed is going to show you exactly what you want to see. Like mine is basketball pretty much and travel. Like that's really all my feed is. So, I mean, that's a grander topic of accountability. I think we lack a lot of that in today's society.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah, to touch on the fishing, every time I go on YouTube Shorts, I'll see like a big bass just like swallowing a hook underwater.
do you even eat fish, or you just
I
like
eat
the
fish, yeah. What's
Yeah.
your favorite Chef Ola's meal?
I mean, I got sea bass at Chef Vola's this past
Yeah.
weekend.
I don't think
It's good stuff.
I think I did try it there actually.
Yeah, well,
But-
you didn't perform well at Chef Vola's, but
Yeah.
I think you redeemed yourself. Actually,
That's another topic.
For those who don't know, Chef Vola's, it's my favorite restaurant in the world. It's a exclusive restaurant in Atlantic City, and you have to essentially know somebody to get in. I was lucky enough; my brother knows the owner's son, so I now have my own account. So it's kind of like a little clout that I can get a reservation at Chef Vola's whenever I want. But there's a certain way that
Well, you
have
perform
to,
well.
What?
You perform well.
There's a certain way you have to
Yeah.
conduct yourself there. It's a 2-hour dining experience. If you bring people there, they have to perform. Meaning you sit
what?
down.
Meaning
Well,
what? Yeah.
you sit down, you take your time, you order appetizers, first course, second course, dessert. You have to be there for at least 2 hours. You have to relax, but that's my favorite part about it. I've been there a couple times, and some
I was
people-
part of a group that didn't.
Nate was part of a group
well.
that didn't perform well, and the issue is if you don't treat it like an experience, they might not want you back. So I'm now a regular. I go once every 6 to 8 weeks, and
Oh,
actually, last time I just went with my girlfriend for our 1-year anniversary, and our goal was, I don't gamble much, but we got Chef Vola's, and I believe the bill was 180. So it honestly wasn't even crazy, but I had 225 in cash. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to pay for dinner on my card. I'm going to go to the Tropicana after. I don't even know if I told you this. I'm going to see if I can win the dinner, essentially. Because it was like our 1 year. I'm like, whatever, let's go play.
this was like last week.
This past
right?
weekend, yeah.
Yeah.
So we go to the Tropicana, and I would be impulsive and probably take out like $1,000 and put it on red or black or whatever. But Catherine controls. She's good at what's the word? Keeping me under control and not getting impulsive. So we get there. I'm like, all right, red or black. She calls red. I put 200 on red. I put
Out of the 225.
yeah, I put 25 on a number. So I'm like, all right, if I win this, pay for dinner. So we win 200 on red, lose the 25 on the number. So we're up 175. We play one more hand. I just put 25 in. We lost. And then I tipped the guy 5. And I was like, all right, let's go play some blackjack. We're up 145. She's like, no, let's get out of here. So pro tip, have a girlfriend around that tells you to leave after your second hand. Thank you, Catherine. We were literally in the casino for 2 minutes.
Wow.
Won $145. So Chef Vola's ended up being $35.
There you go.
So that was a
Well,
pretty
if
good
you-
night. It would have been minus 380 if
Was
we
the
lost,
was
but-
the number minimum 25? Or
Yes, number was minimum 25.
okay.
But
What numbers you put it on?
we-
2.
No, we put it on 21 because it was the day of
Okay.
our anniversary.
Smart.
Normally number 2, but red hit. It was a good hand.
Yeah. That's fire. Always
Shout out.
listen to the girlfriend on what color to choose. Always. Actually, crazy story. At the Eagles game, Katie looked at me each time that they blocked the kick. They blocked 2 kicks in the fourth quarter. She called it each time.
Wow. They're going to be happy that we're mentioning them on this podcast.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
but
Katie,
no,
thank you for predicting the Eagles win.
it's
the
important.
best.
The one thing I've actually learned, I think you learn as you get older, that your mother is usually right about most things. But I'm starting to learn that the girlfriend is usually almost right about most things. Just
Depends
take-
on what it is.
Depends on what it is, but just takes me a while sometimes to get around to it. But that was a fun story.
What
I
were we
don't-
talking about before that? Oh, Chef Vola's.
Yeah, I don't advise gambling, but
Well, let me tell my Chef
once in a while
Vola's
it's fun.
perspective
sure.
from an outsider. So when I heard of Danny talks about Chef Vola's all the time, when I first heard about it, I had thought it was like this crazy building. Like I was gonna walk in, it was gonna be like glass doors, everything. It's like a house. It's like someone's house that they turned into a restaurant, and it's like so compact. And there's literally like a dining room and a living room that people are like eating in.
Yeah.
And then there's the basement. Like it's literally a house, and it's like probably a block or 2 from the beach.
Yep. In
A
Atlantic
block.
City.
Yeah. And the first time I went, I don't remember when. Was that the time I performed?
I've taken you a couple times.
I think I've been
the
there, like,
first
3
time you were
times.
there was when you didn't perform well.
Yeah, but then I came
You were there
back.
for 59 minutes, by the way.
Yeah,
Of
59.
a 2-hour minimum dining experience.
So then to
if
add
you
on
know
that,
Chef Vola's, some people behind the camera or watching this are gonna be like, "That's insane."
yeah. So we ended up getting back to your house that night, and we told your brother Matt. Shout out Matt. We said, we let. He was like, "How are you back already?" And we're like, and Danny was like, "Yeah, they didn't get dessert. They didn't stay for dessert." And Matt was like, "Oh,"
His
and he
jaw
was
dropped.
He was in disgust.
Well. So he
really
had an
was.
account. He's the one who plugged me with my account.
Yep,
So
so now he looks bad.
So if you refer somebody and they don't perform well, I know we're going on a tangent about Chef Vola's, then you start looking bad. So now I get people hitting me up a lot, like when they see I posted Chef Vola's, like, "Hey, I've been trying to get a reservation forever. Can you hook me up?" But I need to be very careful with who I hook up because if
Because
they
then-
go and don't perform, then I look bad. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's cool. The thing about Chef Vola's too is you have to leave a voicemail. So a lot of times they don't call you back. You got to leave multiple voicemails. But now
Right.
they know me, so I'm lucky and I can get in. But
So let me backtrack a little. So now I get in there, right? I'm kind of taking in the atmosphere. Not what I expected, but I'm excited. So Danny warns me that I need to fast the entire day for this meal. So I'm starving at this point. So now he's like ordering one of everything. The portions they bring out are so like massive. I mean, you can pretty much share it with everyone.
yeah.
I mean, you can get your own, I guess, but
Yeah, I like sharing meals. I know you don't, because then you get a taste of everything.
see, I don't like
So
that.
like mid Chef Vola's talk,
Yeah. Well, do you remember what he
we
was
could just
saying?
be honest with the audience. We're still trying to figure out.
We need a new camera. This
We have
one
one
keeps
really
shutting
good
off.
camera. We have a couple that are not great, and they keep shutting off. So that's why sometimes we cut in between. We are looking for sponsors and investors. So shout out David Edelman. This is his company's American Harvest Vodka and Beach Whiskey. If you're looking to sponsor our show to help us out or to get a return on your investment, we do have pretty solid viewership right now. We're looking for ad reads, product placement, anything in between. If you're interested and you have a product business or know somebody who would be interested, hit us up. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, for sure. All right, back to Chef Vola's.
Back to Chef Vola's.
So I'm in there, big portions. So you were talking about sharing.
Well, I was talking about sharing.
Yeah.
You can get one of everything. You can get chicken parm, veal parm, pasta,
Yeah.
sea bass. To me, it's amazing because you get to taste everything. If you each get your own meal, then it's always hard for me to decide what I want. So when me and Catherine got to eat, we get like a chicken Caesar salad and salmon. Now I can get half of each. But if I have my own thing, I can't get the best of everything.
See, I understand that perspective, but I'm of the mind that I'm going to bet on myself. So I'm going to bet that what I pick is going to be better than what they pick, especially if it's just me and Katie, right? Like if it's just me and Katie will admit 90% of the time when we go out to eat, I always pick the better option.
Well,
And so then I don't have to sacrifice the second half of the meal that I didn't want to commit to. So now I go all in on what I want, and I'm gonna bet
That's
that it's
fair.
gonna
You bet on
turn
yourself.
out.
But to that point, yes, if you're at a new restaurant, you don't know what's good. So by giving yourself,
I have my staples though. I know.
but
what
by
I'm
giving
gonna go
yourself the optionality of 2 choices, now if one thing's not good, at least you can both enjoy something. Because in your
with. Okay,
scenario,
all right. So what if
no,
you?
because in your scenario, if Katie doesn't like her dish and you like yours, now she's unhappy. So the two,
Oh, so now I need to sacrifice my good half
yes,
to make her happy.
because
Okay, all
because
right,
the
all right, all right.
optimization or the point of sharing is that you're optimizing both happiness. If both dishes are good, great. If one dish is good, then at least you each get a little bit of that. If both dishes are bad, you're both unhappy.
That's fair.
But if you don't,
But I'm
if
gonna bet on myself.
yeah, but if you opt out of sharing, then there's a potential that either one of you is unhappy. Because if your dish sucks, now
All
you
right,
want to take hers.
So what if you've been to a place like Chef Vola's many times, for example, and you know what you like? Like, are you never like, oh, I'm in the mood for that specific meal, and I just want that?
I am, but the chicken parm is too big for just me anyway.
Okay.
So that's, but yeah, if you've been there before,
Are you a
like-
leftover guy or no?
yeah, I love leftovers. It's
Okay.
good. So then, so if you know what you like, then yes, but the chances are then you both know what you like. But if I'm at Tomatoes and I want the salmon and the chicken Caesar salad, I want both, but I don't want to order them each for myself.
Well, that's fair then.
I'm gonna share that with somebody
Yeah.
else.
Sometimes I'm just in the mood for the meal that I was like looking forward to. Like
yeah,
we
then
went to what was the place in Conchi on the main street?
Great American Pub.
Great American Pub. I know I love the buffalo chicken Caesar salad there,
Yeah.
and so I didn't want to share with
Well, yeah.
anybody. I know
I
I
don't
want.
think sharing is always, but I think I like the optionality of sharing.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's good. Let's get off the topic of food. That's good though.
food's great, but
Yeah, it's good. I think let's talk about trying to scale a business right now. And I mean, the biggest challenge I've found with the podcast and with Danny Cooper Basketball is finding good people, number one, but then being able to delegate roles to them and help them understand it and catch up to speed with that. And it's challenging because you got to be willing for people to not be as good at certain things, and you got to be willing to mentor them and teach them. And we feel like we're almost at a point now where our time is so valuable, but we need people to help us with certain things. So we're going to have to be okay with bringing somebody in and multiple people in and teaching them.
kind of hold their hand through it.
Yeah.
And I don't mind it at all. Like, I think helping people is great, and being able to teach kids that are fresh out of college or still in college skills that even if they don't stay with us long term, that they can now, go get a high paying job. And
Yeah.
like, I'm not gonna say college is a scam, but like, I don't know if college teaches you everything you actually need to know. And
Yeah.
everything that I've learned, whether it's in this podcast studio or on the computer, whatever, not one professor taught me any of it.
Yeah.
I went on YouTube or I just figured it out.
I think
And
everybody learns differently, but
for sure.
think about college, and one thing I've learned about a lot of the college student interns that we've had, and it's nothing against them because I don't think it's their fault, but a lot of times these guys and girls graduate college and they don't have that many skills.
No skills.
So then they go to get a job, and the job typically has a training program anyway to teach them how to do the job.
It's so backwards.
So then the
Yeah.
4 years of college almost becomes pointless.
other
so-
than the social experience,
other than the
which,
social
which is worth
experience.
something.
So I think if you're a college student, and I asked ChatGPT to give me every college university within 45 minutes of Bala Cynwyd, because we're looking for interns on the basketball court, in the podcast studio, behind the scenes with thumbnails and content. And I've already had, a lot of colleges reach back out, and we've had, shout out Thomas behind the camera right now. We've had a lot of people interested in coming to help us out. But I think if you're a college student, it's not about getting the best grades. It's about developing the most skills, because the reality is you're either going to be lucky and get a job that's going to teach you the skills, or even better, you're going to come in with the skill set required. So if you're coming to help us, I feel like we're in a position where we already have a lot of skills that can translate to a lot of fields. So you're going to develop skills from us, and then you either hopefully can stay with us and actually get a job that we can pay you, or you can take those skills and show other employers that you're skilled, because it's
For
all about
sure.
skills.
Yeah. So, I mean, to go back to like scaling it and needing help, I think what we've realized is we need a system on how to effectively teach people what we do.
Yeah.
And for so long, we haven't had that. We've kind of just tried to show them very little bits and pieces here and there. So now we're trying to kind of build out a program
Yeah.
online, or, through documents and links to resources that can help them kind of understand and learn what we do, so things can be taken off our plate.
Yeah.
And I think long term, I think, especially, I mean, there's what, like 6 or 7 colleges in Philly.
Yeah,
I
there's
mean,
a lot.
I
There's a
mean,
lot.
I think for a long time we'll be able to cycle through people and hopefully find a few that stick
Yeah.
and be able to help them, and then hopefully they can help us.
Yeah, it's
So,
really a win-win for everybody. I think Nick Bayer, who he was our, I believe, second episode, he has the experiential learning platform at Drexel, and they're all across the country now. But I think his thing is so cool because, number one, he helps give college students real experience running a business, but then he's also on his win side able to get, if you want to call it, cheaper labor because he has 18 to 22-year-olds working for him, because they almost, you frame it as that experiential learning experience. So for us, I'm almost a believer that you should be paying us to come work for us. I mean, the amount of times I've paid to go learn from somebody, like I paid to go work for Drew Hanlon for 7 weeks. I paid to go to conferences. I've paid out of my own pocket to train Mac McClung. Like, I think there's certain things as you get to a certain
not
level.
directly,
What?
not directly.
No,
paid
not
out.
directly paid, but I'll
Yeah.
fly my own way in the beginning
Right.
to go train Mac McClung or to train other pros or to go to Vietnam. I've paid to go do that. And I think we're at a level now where, what we're going to teach these kids is very valuable. And it's not like an ego thing. That's just the truth. Like, you have skills now where you're probably better than a lot of professional videographers who work for these teams. And you could teach people skills that they're going to then use. And I feel like me as a trainer, I could teach someone how to be a good trainer. And shout out Jake Rainier, has been with me for over a year, and now he's a pretty good trainer, and he can now charge X amount of money. So I think,
And the notoriety of being around the people
Yeah.
you work with, and
it doesn't need to be us, but I think if you're trying to get in the door somewhere as a 18 to 22-year-old, go find people like me and Nate. It could be us, it could be someone else. And if they let you work for them for free, I think for me,
especially if you don't know what you want to do.
Yeah.
And I think going back to the figure it out ability part, like when I was still in our last year of college, I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I wasn't great at making flyers, obviously, and I wasn't great at anything. So I think having that figured out ability was the best skill I could ever have.
Yeah.
I think for a lot of you out there, if you don't know what you want to do, just be so persistent at whatever it is you're trying that you figure it out.
There also has to be that time period where you're not making much money, but you're learning and you're developing skills. Because the worst thing you can do, I think, is go right out of college and just get a shitty job that you don't like, that maybe pays you some money, but you're not really developing skills for the long term. Yeah, we just had to pause again. These cameras. Hey, if you're an investor out there, give
Get
us
us
your
another
money.
A7.
Give us your
Come
money.
on,
No,
man.
I'm just kidding. But we need to get a couple more cameras, so we would love for you guys to help us out.
Shout out to Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
Got
we'll
some
give you an
Chick-fil-A
ad
today.
read. We'll talk about your business. Pretty affordable pricing. But no, we were talking about interns, and I think now I'm at the place where I'm 25. I've been doing this for so long. And I used to do this to people. I used to reach out to people high in the field, and I would say, I'll come work for you for free. This is going to help a lot of people. And I would say, I'll do anything. I'll wash your car. I'll do your dishes. I'll rebound. I'll defend. I'll go take the trash out. Literally, I would say I'll do anything. But the one problem with that is if you're at a high level already and you're so busy in building business, you don't, and this is kind of what we were touching on, you don't have that much time to just have someone straggling around who doesn't know how to do anything. So yes, you could have someone around to do something, but the more you can actually bring something tangible to help somebody. So shout out my guy Thomas behind the camera right now. Thomas came into us and he was like, I don't have many skills, but I'll do anything that you guys need me. But right away, we assigned him something. He was doing it right away. He's posting our Go Getter Show short form clips.
That's a big help. That takes
it's
an
a
hour
huge
off your
help.
plate. You know?
So maybe he didn't have those skills right away, but at least he came in. And yes, he did say I'll do anything, but he also showed that he was capable of doing something right away. So if you want to get into a field and you want to be mentored by somebody or learn something, yes, you can reach out and say, I'll work for free and do anything. But the more you could say, if Thomas originally had been like, hey, Danny, I'll come post all your short form clips for you to take that off your plate. Immediately, I'm like, holy crap. I can use someone like that.
For sure.
So I think if you're reaching out to someone to help them, especially if you're in college, come with something tangible that you can do and take off their plate and show that you can actually make a difference.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I think that's really important. That's good. That's good. I think we need more people taking initiative, especially in college, because I see all these people talking about the job market right now. And luckily, I never had to go into that job market, like the corporate world. So I can't really speak on it. But I think from just a macro perspective of being a college kid and being a junior and senior and blaming the job market and being like, it's so hard to get a job, I think that's a really bad mindset to have. And maybe I'm ignorant to the actual job market, but I think if you're a winner, you're going to go create your own opportunities and you're going to go get your own job. Like, you're going to figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know. I never was like of the mind that I wanted to like go get a corporate job. I mean, I didn't know what I want to do, like I said, but like I love basketball. So I knew at the end of the day, I was always going to just find like someone in the basketball field. And I didn't know what I was going to do, but I was just going to figure it out and be at least happy in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then I'll develop enough skills along the way to make some money. So,
you know, it's definitely challenging, especially if you don't know what you want to do. But I think we've both seen it's not like a perfect, smooth, straight line. I mean, we've pivoted and adjusted a lot, and as we're continuing to grow and build things. But yeah, I think it's most important to find something that you are passionate about, because the more passionate about something you are, the harder you're going to work and the more successful you're going to be. That's just natural. And I think a lot of people go and kind of waste their lives away, and they'll wait for the weekend and do stuff like that. I mean, if you find a corporate job that you're actually passionate about, I know a lot of people who love their corporate jobs, and that's good for them. But I think if you're in college right now, your number one focus should be finding something that actually excites you to wake up in the morning. Like, not just get a job to make mom and dad happy and to fulfill society's, expectations of you.
Yeah. What else? What else do you think the people want to hear?
I don't know. I think that was pretty good. I think just talking about more of our life and behind the scenes of people see obviously our life on social media and everything that we post about, but posting more about our I guess talking more about our day to day and what's going on in life. I think we got
talk about your newfound following.
Yeah.
And just like the amount of people you now reach compared to before.
Yeah,
like,
it's kind of crazy.
I know that's always excited you, like, connecting with people in other countries and whatever the case may be, people that are high up in the basketball field or whatever the case may be. But now that you're kind of seeing some progress on socials, what excites you about that? Is anything different?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a little, I wouldn't say weird, but we definitely have more of a platform now where we have over 100,000 followers across all platforms. So it definitely makes me more cognizant of what I post, because we have more of an audience
you're
now.
talking about that Eagles standard. Now we have a standard.
Well, yeah, we have a standard that we have to uphold too, but also, I mean, there's literally people in Indonesia, in the Philippines, in Australia, in China, in India, in everywhere, really, everywhere that sees our content, which is so weird to even comprehend. Yeah, it's weird having this big of a following. I think it's something I've always wanted to inspire and impact a lot of people. But it's really cool knowing that I have people from all around the world. And I'm talking to a coach in Melbourne right now, Australia, potentially go to a camp in January. So I think all of those opportunities are going to start coming, and it's very cool. That's even more the reason why we need to build our team at home and have a functioning business. I think for so long we tried to find traction and we tried to find things that would work, and we finally have kind of figured that out. But now it's just doubling down on that, staying true to us, and continue building it. And I think also what we've learned is, obviously everyone wants to make money online and monetize your audience. That's so much harder to do and easier said than done. And I think what we're realizing is not focusing on that. I think that's actually going to happen. So just continuing to foster this community and reply to every comment. That's something I still try to do. Reply to almost every comment on all the platforms, answer every DM. I'll send like a 1.5 minute long voice memos to DMs of trainers trying to be an up and coming trainer. And I think just fostering that community and continuing to bring value and help people, I think monetizing our audience, so to speak, is going to eventually just happen. But if we have that first thought in mind, like originally, I think we were like trying to make money online, but it's not really how you grow. You need to grow an audience first, then people support you, then people want to buy your products and stuff like that. So I think we're doing all the right things, just helping people as we go. And I mean, even to have 27,000 followers on Instagram is like insane. Imagine like talking to someone in Wells Fargo Center with it sold out. That's probably what it would be. You don't really put that in perspective, but we appreciate everyone who follows us. And yeah, I don't really get imposter syndrome or insecure about it, because I feel like
I mean, you felt like it was going to be inevitable.
Yeah,
at
I
some
feel like I
point,
always knew it was inevitable, and I have a voice and a message that I think a lot of people, it can help a lot of people.
for sure.
So yeah, it's
Just let
that's
it go.
wild. But yeah, we need some new cameras. We appreciate all you guys. But
Make sure you hit that like button. Leave a comment what you think we could do better, what you want to hear us talk about, stuff like that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we appreciate all your guys' support.
yeah,
for
we're still
sure.
working on. We're gonna do more of these internal pods to kind of let you guys in.
Kind of
on-
like them more, honestly.
Yeah, I like these a lot too. And even if this gets 87 views, it'll kind of build that community. We really appreciate you guys coming on or not coming
87
on.
is such a random number.
What?
87 is such a random
Yeah,
number.
you guys watching, but even 87 views is a lot of people. But we're gonna have a lot of fire guests for the next 10 episodes. So staying consistent, and we'll see you guys on the next internal pod. Maybe every 10 episodes we'll do an internal.
Maybe every 5.
Maybe every five. But appreciate you guys. Peace.